Hey, what's up? This is Ray with Get Real Ray, a place and space for life and business tips from this creative soul to hopefully inspire you on your journey, or at the very least, provide you with some laughs. Hey, ha, ha, ha. And so let's get real. Let's get real on reflection and repeat.
Craving real advice? Tired of feeling like every other small business owner or solopreneur is raking in the dough while you just seem to be raking? Secretly looking for a reminder that starting your own business is not as glamorous as others make it look. Whether you're looking to change the game in your relationships at home or at the workplace, you've come to the right place. My name is Ray. I went from corporate America to running my own small business to becoming a solopreneur. I'm a professional actor and, dare we say, a professional busybody, because this body is about to be busy all up in your biz. So let's get real.
What? Reflection and repeat? What I was talking about? Okay, let's get into it. So I recently decided to take episodes from Get Real Ray and to edit them for a podcast. Now, you're probably like, why? What? Huh? Ray, I'm so used to seeing your smiling face. Don't pick on me because of my smile. I know it's messed up. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Okay. So I love podcasts. I also love informational videos. I've said on this channel many times that I've used YouTube videos to help me just have something going on in the background that wasn't like a TV show. Because I like to, if it's a movie or a TV show, I want to watch. I want to know what's happening. I don't want to miss a detail. You don't want to watch a movie with me because I'm the worst. I'm sitting there like, this is quite fascinating. I feel so bad when my mom watches TV shows with me because I ruin everything. I'm like, oh, this is really fascinating. Isn't that interesting how they all are a part of the same color scheme? Or, wow, this is crazy. I just saw the casting notice for this reality show the other day. I'm just like, what? Casting notice? What are you talking about? Yeah, Mom, these are all actors. So I be ruining stuff, not on purpose, but just my brain. It goes, and then my mouth goes, and then my mouth goes, and then my brain goes, oops, it just happens. With that being said, I also love podcasts. When I do long drives, which I am so grateful that the past year, I haven't been doing a lot of long drives. For a period when I was living in Indiana, I was driving to New York, like during the summer, every other weekend. There were a few times when I think I drove from Indiana to New York 3 weekends in a row. That's a lot of wear and tear on my body, and mentally, it was some wear and tear as well. Yes, I had a seat cushion, but after a while, you just like, I can't hear, for me, I felt like I can't hear another pop song. I can't hear another song. I remember going from like Gwen Stefani pop to Wu-Tang Clan, just trying not to lose my mind as I was doing this drive. So I really wound up going towards audiobooks. Sometimes the audiobook, the narration wasn't very good. The voice just wasn't interesting, or the audiobook was really old, so the sound quality wasn't good. And then my car isn't the greatest, so the speakers also just, it didn't have the same sound as, say, listening to a song. So it was just not enjoyable. So podcasts really helped me out. I would be able to do 13 to 15 hour drives listening to several podcasts. Dateline, shout out to Dateline, because, people be murdering each other and it's crazy. And yes, I have been through every season of Dateline that's available on their podcast because that was a lot of driving. Now, this past year, I did one long drive, and I split it between 2 days, so that was a 17-hour drive because I could have tried for one day, but I was like, I can't. This dog is, I don't know what this dog is doing in the back. This dog is entertaining us all. This dog wants something from my suitcase. There's nothing in there for that dog. Anyway, with that being said, I'm a big fan of informational YouTube videos. I'm not talking about the like Mr. Beast. Oh, all these people are gonna compete for some money, or those little cat videos or people dancing. I'm here to learn, y'all. I'm here to do better and learn. So, well, if you want to tell me about some recent murder, I might be interested. But actually, when I think about it, I'm not too interested. I don't know. The whole like, let me spill the tea. I can't with those. It just feels too gossipy and pointless. But I do find it fascinating. Like, oh my gosh, this person can do all this talking and their makeup at the same time. Or that person has a really nice teacup. But I don't really get into those. What I did find really helpful was watching Ramit Sethi's I Will Teach You to Be Rich. Now, it is now that YouTube channel and podcast, because he has both, is now rebranded as Money for Couples, because that's what his new book is. But I used to watch it when it wasn't just couples, when it was single people too. And I stumbled upon that when I was doing my taxes. I think I was doing my 2022 taxes or something like that. And I had some back taxes, maybe it was 2023, because I had some back taxes that I also needed to file. And it was really stressful time for me. And I knew I just needed to get it done. I finally had the little money set aside to file. I needed to get it done. And so I put on this podcast and just started crunching numbers for hours and went through every episode, just listening to people's financial problems in the background and listening also to their financial improvements, how people wanted to do better. And that was just a nice little reminder as I'm going through my own numbers saying, yeah, maybe I should not have put money towards that marketing prospect, or man, I wish I hadn't hired that contractor to do something on my website for me because they never did it right. And so I had to hire someone else. So it was informational and inspirational all at the same time. Well, now when I go on my drives, I listen to his podcast. I don't really watch the YouTube channel anymore. I find it, for some content, I just want to be able to hear the story and not think about your facial expressions and be swayed or moved by that. Because there are times where I'm like, this person is stupid. Is this person young because they're stupid? Or this person is stupid. Are they old because they're stupid? Like, apparently I'm rather judgmental. Hey, they talk about their financial problems. And so with that being said, a friend of mine said to me, hey, Ray, you should do like the kids story podcast. And I said, thanks for that idea. I had thought of that before, but I just, XYZ, whatever I told her. I don't even remember. And then that reminded me, I have some recordings of Gothic stories. And I had started putting together a Gothic story podcast last August. So, gosh, we're in February now. You can do the math on that, but let's just say about 6 months. We're several months away from when I started that podcast. I had some episodes, or I had some Gothic stories that I had read out loud and had saved. I just never launched a podcast because I was busy trying to, save other areas of my sinking business. And so after my conversation with her, I said, you know what? I'm going to spend the next 2 days getting that podcast up and out. And I spent hours recording some new stories and worked on all the marketing material, and I launched it. And I was really, really proud of it. And then that led me to go, Get Real Ray, there's not a lot of views. there's definitely different types of content there. There's the food stuff, and then the cute pet stuff, and the house sitting stuff. The business advice is mixed with the life advice. I don't even know if anybody bothers to care about these advice videos. No one really cares, but they do help me, and ultimately, hopefully, they'll help someone else. And then I said, well, maybe I could just make this into a podcast. And so, my friends, you will notice a change on this channel, which is, yes, I'm still giving you the food, still gonna give you the cute pets, still gonna give you all the stuff, all the advice you may or may not want. But if you are, like me, someone who doesn't want a distraction of a visual, then you can get the podcast version. It is available on YouTube Music and Spotify and Apple Music and pretty much anywhere you find a podcast, basically. iHeartRadio, all the stuff. And you can just get the advice bits. So you can watch the YouTube channel when you want to see cute dogs or just see what on earth did she cook this time. And if you just want to focus on some advice around a dilemma you're facing, yes, the titles of those videos are designed to help you know which dilemma to go to. But now you have the podcast that you can listen to on your next long drive. Yeah. So that is what I've been really focused on cranking out recently. I am almost done queuing those up, but you will notice on this channel that there will be some video that'll pop up where it's like black on the sides, and the thumbnail picture is just a little more narrow in terms of me and the title. And so, yes, those are old videos that are still on this channel. You can go back, you can look at them, you can watch them, but you can also take a listen to the podcast if you want something that's a little bit more direct. Now, with that being said, how does all this apply to you? Because I did say a reflection and repeat. And so, going through these old episodes allowed me to do some reflection. Now, I usually, towards the end of the year, a couple times during the year, because I have my own small business, so quarterly looking at things is kind of something I try to do. And with that being said, I also like to look at my life and think of, okay, where am I on track? I have like this health goal or this learning goal. Am I on track? Am I making any progress? Or is it still like untouched? Have I not moved the needle forward? And I did have a checklist that I was using. I haven't really used my checklist in a while. Certain things have become habit, and that feels good. That's what they're supposed to, I guess. Though I liked the idea of the P90X guy talking about how he's got years worth of calendars where he marks off every day that he's done his P90X workout. Maybe that's not exactly necessary to have all of these little boxes checked off that I've done all of these things. With that being said, while I have not focused on my Japanese learning skills or Scottish Gaelic learning skills as much as I had when I was using the checklist, or when I had those Duolingo reminders on, I turned those off. My brain is much calmer. I will say that I don't feel bad. I don't feel like I've fallen off or that I'm a bad person for not doing certain things daily. I'm just like, okay, I'm prioritizing other things right now, and I'll get back to that. So looking back at these videos allowed me to see where I was previously in my life. And that was major. If you are someone who keeps a journal, don't wait until you're 90 to sit down and go back and read your journal. Take a look now. Take a look today at your journal from 3 years ago, 5 years ago. 5 years ago might be kind of interesting. 10 years ago, right? Take a look. Even last year, because so much of your life today may be very different than it was just last year. I know it is for me. with that being said, I was really moved by watching a lot of these videos. I saw a lot of hard work. I was really proud of the videos where I had edited intros that were showcasing my acting skill. Those were a lot of fun. I did reach a point where I was like, I don't really know what to do for an intro. And I felt like coming up with an idea for an intro was taken away from my ability to just record an episode and just be consistent in getting that out there. So I kind of stopped forcing myself to come up with cool intros. I am not giving up on cool intros. It's just like when it happens, and that's fine. But it was really fun to see some of my different little introductions. And towards the end of this video, with after all the advice, I am giving you my favorites of my previous introductions. I thought they were fun, and I hope you'll think I think you're gonna think they're fun too. Like, I think, as well as I know you, I think you're gonna think they're fun too. And you can let me know in the comments below if you think, like, which one's your favorite. Like, that would be so cool, because I can be like, oh my gosh, you like that one too? Yeah, we have something in common. And I also had to listen to some of the content, because I'm like, wait, what is this video about? And it was really sad for me, some of the videos. Some of the videos I look really tired. There's, dark, like my eyes just look really dark. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Was I not getting enough sleep? Was I undernourished? It was definitely a reminder of some hard times. And that, just even saying that, just hurts. It hurts. But it is nice to see, as throughout the videos, there's some videos where I look really healthy and happy. I was like, oh girl, that hair, oh, it looks so good. What happened? Oh, okay. And so that was really interesting too. Seeing videos from when I was going through a lot of personal turmoil, dealing with the divorce, dealing with the moldy home. There's a lot. There's definitely a lot. So that was interesting. There's actually one video where the intro really hurt me. It really, just looking at it, watching it, there's no tears, but I can feel the pain. And that was something. And so while I did all of this reflection, thinking back on these different moments of my life, it was kind of like a visual journal, if you will. It also reminded me that it's okay to repeat. Now, I remember my ex, when I would talk about, oh, I'd love to travel to this place or that place, he would say, I've been there. I don't need to go there again. I'm thinking, you haven't been there in like 20, 30 years. You don't think the place has changed since you've been there? Like, what? And even just going to a restaurant or bar, there was a lot of like, oh, let's go to this new place. And I'm like, oh, well, maybe we can go where we know the food is good. Like, I'm down to try new places, but I don't want to always try new places. If we think the food is good, why not give them our business again? But it was kind of like, no, okay. And a lot of times I'm like, well, okay, if you're paying, if you're paying, then I guess I won't push that. Though, to be fair, I did pay a number of times too. That was one of my little sticklers, is I don't want it to feel like he's my Mr. Moneybags or financing me. He's not. I got to pay for our date nights too. So whatever. That relationship didn't last. I wonder why. However, yeah, in terms of repeating, it's okay to not only reflect on your past, but also to be willing to be like, you know what? I did like that hobby. I did like that sport. I did like that exercise. I did like that show or that movie. Let's do it again, right? I did like those introductions. Yeah, I'm a allowed to do intros like that again. And I might have something different to say or some new information to say on a topic that I've covered previously. You yourself may, you used to do basketball back when you were in high school or college, and now you're so busy with work you don't have time to do basketball, but you really liked it. And yes, it is okay for you to figure out how you can work that back into your life, even if it's just for a few minutes by yourself or on the weekend or with a friend. It's okay to repeat. It's okay to revisit the past and to take the things that we enjoyed and to work them back into our lives. That's totally fine. It's okay that there's going to be these little audio versions of Get Real Ray popping up on this channel because it's an opportunity to enjoy something in a different way. The same way, the way you might enjoy picking up that old hobby, sewing, crocheting, volleyball, playing the flute, playing the guitar, whatever. You might experience it differently now. You may be like, yeah, I love this even more. Or actually, I don't love this. What I really loved about it before was the feeling of XYZ. It doesn't give me that feeling anymore. So I'm good. But I'm so glad I decided to revisit this idea. All right. So that's the advice, my friends. Be willing to reflect and be willing to repeat. It's going to do your soul some good. It is. It's going to nourish the soul like yum, yum. That was good for my soul tummy. All right, my friends. Until next time. Peace.
Thanks for listening. If you think this podcast would help a friend, then please feel free to share it with them. If you want to check out some more Real Ray or just see me hang out with cute dogs, then feel free to visit me over on YouTube, Get Real Ray 4273.